Hi everyone, this video is for this gigantic Easter egg picture that I painted for my mom. It's going to be used for both Easter and spring. I really don't have much to say for the opening, so we're just gonna hop right into this. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a weird setup because usually I would just show like this perfect pristine background and me painting a picture. But this guy, or girl, whatever you deem, she's hefty. And so you kind of get to see a little bit of my space here. So this is for my mother. It is for Easter / spring. She's been really into decorating for quite a while. I'll have to take some photos and show you later. I decided that because it's not something I'm going to sell, I still want it to look nice because it's for my mom, but it's not something I'm going to sell, so I'm not going to use any expensive paint. I have so much craft paint I just want to get rid of. So I dug through my whole thing here and I found a whole bunch of pinks, and I'm going to use an expensive white, but not a lot of it because I actually don't have any craft white. Ooh, maybe my mom does. And then I found a slight orangey color, and then the goal is that we're going to sponge this whole thing, including this and the back, and then from there we'll let it dry, and then we will do a huge wreath on top of it, painted of course, and then the words "Hello Spring" across the middle. I need to probably get on the silhouette or what is it called, a cricket for that. Let's see what we got. Here is my thing of colors that I talk about, because lately I've been trying to use just the same, the main primary colors to make all my paint, because I feel like it's a lot more natural that way. That means that I have to start using up all of this. So, and again, I don't have a craft white, so let's go see if my mom does. Okay, so that was all I could find in her craft paint was this little thing. We're just gonna have to use it. She said it was okay to use it. So I'll go ahead and show you the other pinks that I currently have, and then we're gonna get started. By Simply, I've never even heard of it. I'm not even gonna do research on it. Let's just hope for the best. And these are just other various craft paints I had laying around. I'm not even gonna really go through them because again, it's just craft paint. Just grab an orange, some pinks, and a white. Here's our sponge. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a glove real quick so that way I can just do this everywhere without being careful of getting a mess on my hands. Yeah, and we'll get started. Anytime you wear a glove, you always have to do the dramatic glove snapping. Anyway, so how I started was putting down a layer of the light pink, and then I wouldn't do massive globs because then it wouldn't really give me the texture that I had been wanting. And I just grabbed one of every color, except obviously the background color, and I just kept dabbing it on, and as you can see, eventually if it got too thick and it mixed too much without doing texture, I just went back over it again. And I know I don't show it because I don't need to, but I did do the back side as well. And doing the base right here was actually a little difficult, especially getting into those cracks. And as you can see, I ended up just taking a straight up brush and making the texture there. But I definitely gotta show you what I ended up discovering that I never noticed before. It definitely put a little bit of a worry in my mind. Y'all, look how pretty! Okay. So maybe I should probably... Hold on, technical difficulties. There it is! Now on the back here, it's cracked. And that was already like that before I even started painting. I'm going to have to like put more screws in there, basically. So yeah. So I think I'm going to just have to find a way to lay this down, but it's a bit too big to lay this way, so it's gotta lay this way. I don't know, we're going to see what we got. And, ooh, that's right. I got 6 of these little guys too. Oh no. I wanted to do 3 with detailed designs and 3 with colors like a traditional Easter egg. Damn it. Oh my god. So we need to draw a nice circle, and well, we got to keep it very light. So I actually have this, and we're just going to do it a little very light circle because all the flowers and whatnot, it's just going to help me keep it in a circle so that way it doesn't like start like doing this, you know. And then I will show you at the end of the video, or at some point, the other one that I have done for my mother. It looked kind of watercolor, but it wasn't. It was just acrylics. But it's really hard to keep a perfect shape and do that like 4-color blending in there. So actually what I used was stencils, and I actually cut them out of foam because none of the shapes that I had, actually I didn't really have any shapes that I liked. But I went and bought some more over time, and then come to find out my mom had some, so she's gonna let me have them because I'm gonna end up painting over them and cutting them. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just go through a couple of them. Don't ask me where I got them or where she got them. I have no idea. Probably at craft stores and or Dollar General. That one's nice, but it's kind of actually really big. Let's see what we can do with that one. I ended up cutting this one because I don't really like this floating effect, but that doesn't mean I have to paint the whole thing. I could just paint this leaf right here, you know? Like, I cut out that one. And then here's some of those swirls. Ooh, can you even see that against the pink background? There you go. I cut a lot of these ones. This is what it's supposed to look like, but again, I don't really care for the floating things. It looks too much like a stencil. And then these are a bit too fallish, but some of these leaves again, maybe some of these flowers. And I don't know if you can see that with the light, but I like that right there. And then here's some more curves right here. If I end up using any of these, you'll see me, of course, doing it. Yeah, and I'm just going to use a variety of colors, and I'm basically going to do the sponge effect again. And you'll see me do it, of course, but I just make sure this is really nice and flat. I might even tape it down. I'll take a small sponge with various different colors, and I smack it into there, and then give it a minute to dry, peel it off, and then you have your slight watercolor effect, but you kept that perfect shape. And that's how I did it last time, so let's see how it goes. Okay, and for the most part, I am once again just using mostly craft paint, and I'm doing anything that screams spring. Now, I did do a few darker colors to help with more of a depth look in a lot of my colors, but I just kept with the craft paint, man. I just wanted to get rid of it. I will end up showing my technique a bit more up close, but I am dabbing on the paint. I am not brushing it. That's how you risk the bristles getting underneath the stencil. And for the most part, it comes out pretty clean. And you can see me, I'm doing it right there too. I'm dabbing, I'm really trying not to brush or scrub. I do really like this stencil, but I wish I could have curved it. And you'll actually see by the end of the video, I kind of give up using stencils just a little bit, so that way I could get that nice perfect curve with this pattern, because I really like it. I figured it would be nice to show you what would happen so that you see it bleed through. And for the most part, I just grab the colors that I had previously used before, and then I just fill out the shape. I just remember that I used like 2 to 3 colors on this whole thing, and I fill it in. And we get that one over there. And because this guy is kind of really big, even though the circle is just right here, I'm going to continue up into here and down into there. Man, I much preferred the thickness of the paper plate. I felt like I didn't really have to hold that one down too much, because with these thin stencils, it did end up bleeding through in a few areas quite a bit. Now, I do have to admit, this is not the way I went the last time, and I almost preferred the way I went the last time. You'll actually see me start to paint the brown twigs of the wreath about halfway through this painting, and continuing to layer on top. And I wish I had started with it again before. I recommend it. I'm really glad I added this color, this really pretty turquoise. It pops out. And just another reminder that when I'm mixing the three colors together, I'm not even really mixing, I'm more spudging them together, and I'm really trying to keep that texture. Here we go, this is what I was talking about. I'm not sure why I did it the way I did it, but from now on, because I'm sure my mom's going to want a lot more wreaths, I will start with the background first, because then I can paint all these guys on top. Looking back at it now, I wish I had done a lot more wreaths in the background, definitely a thick layer, but I'd already painted a few things on top and, okay, who am I kidding, it was a little bit of a laziness thing, but next time. And man, do I love the brush I'm using. It's a thin but a long bristle brush. And if you put a little bit of water in your paint and you just, roll that brush down in there, you could really go on for a long time with a long streak of paint. And I also love it for how thin they make the lines. Can add a lot of detail in a painting like this. Okay, I feel like this is a really good angle for you to see what I'm doing. If you see, I'm actually taking a brush that I don't mind damaging and I'm just dabbing it. But it's not even a full glob. Was not a big fan of this yellow flower. You could very easily go very muddy with this. But hey, it's spring. Gotta have something yellow, right? Honestly, whatever flower I'm painting here, I actually really love. The color transitions are super nice, and just look at that texture. I am always so proud of myself. Do you see what I mean with this brush? Sometimes it's my hero, and other times it doesn't literally create anything. But this time, it was really good for some cute thin branches. Let's just throw some bright red in there, like fire bright red. Okay, maybe not fire. I don't think that's a good association with spring. Okay, so with this one, I kind of wanted something to really pop out, and I think I did pretty good with this flower. Gosh, I love the texture of this one. Just look at the leaves, man. Look at the leaves. Plain white is too plain, so look what I did to it. Yellow, right? That's cute. It pops out. Okay, I did super duper like the other white flower I did, but it wasn't big enough, I guess, and it didn't attract enough attention. I want the yellows and the whites to really attract attention. And so I made a much bigger one on the bottom. flour was okay. I definitely feel like the yellow made it muddy. I actually walked away for a minute and then came back and realized I had a bit too much blues and purples. This was a sign for spring, and so we definitely needed to crack open that yellow a lot more. And if we're busting out that yellow, we're busting out that baby blue too. Look how cute! Okay, so we have officially finished, if I can awkwardly turn this little part. I might add a few more little leaves or flowers or something and some extra dots. I'm not quite sure yet. But for now, we're gonna move on to the words because this is a sign. So I had my friend of mine cut out Hello Spring on her silhouette. By the time that we paint this in black, it'll nicely be mostly in the middle with the letters touching the rest of the wreath just a little bit. But I'm excited to get started on this guy. Okay, confession time. The first time I printed this traceable out, I took off the front like this instead, and it ended up becoming an entire mess. Don't ever do it the way I'm doing it. It's the right way. So I'm using Mars Black to paint the words on, and I've said it before in this video, but when you go to do traceables, tap from the top. If you use a brush and you actually paint on it, you could risk some of those brush hairs sliding underneath the traceable, and then you'll get black where you don't want it. And trust me, getting black on a painting like this, you're gonna notice immediately. Okay, there it is. How exciting. This will double as a Easter, kind of going into spring for my mom. The base is holding together really nicely. I might go over it with a few more vibrant colors. I'm not quite sure. And now we've come to the most awkward part of the video, saying goodbye. I never really know what to say. I don't think I'll ever be good at it. Maybe it'd help if I write a script out first or something. But yeah, I will now flash some really cute pictures of various places in this house this thing could be, while I say thank you. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe, all that type of stuff. It helps appease YouTube. Follow me on other social medias. I did a quick version of this on my TikTok and a couple of other mini ones that I don't make videos of because it was just too much. That's too much for now. Bye!